Hi there, this is Jamie from Time+Space, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new vocal-based instrument from Zero G, ETHERA Soul Edition. This is a follow-up from the original ETHERA vocal instrument, which was released earlier this year, and received some really great feedback, so it's good to see a new edition being released. So as you may have guessed, this instrument contains a large collection of soul and gospel vocal samples, all packed into a nice Kontakt interface. This is Kontakt files and not a Kontakt library, so it will require the full version of Kontakt 5.6 or higher and won't work in the free Kontakt player. It features three main sections: phrases, phrase builder and sustains, as well as being equipped with a complete effects rack. So we'll take a look at all those features. But first I'll just spend a minute or two playing you some of the presets so you can hear what's on offer.
Set me free, I believe, yeah. Oh, yes, sir. Electric love. All I need is just being burned by. All I need is just being burned by. It's Christmas time. Merry, Merry Christmas.
Okay, let's take a look at the interface for the phrases section. So this section contains 12 patches, which you can find in this drop-down menu here. And each of these contain an array of different soul and gospel phrases in various keys and pitches. And then we have a handy waveform display underneath, just so you can see what you're doing. And then a set of controls here, which I'll go through now. So sync will allow you to switch between two different modes. Host mode, which syncs ETHERA to the BPM of your session, and then TM mode, which allows you to stretch the time without changing the pitch of the vocal. And that is controlled by using this stretch dial here. It's worth noting that these will only appear if time mode is switched on. Moving on, speed allows you to change the time of the legato transition. Then we can alter the attack of the phrase, as well as the pitch, but again, time mode needs to be on. Stretch we've spoken about. Release time and release volume. These obviously determine the duration and volume of the release samples, which is usually a breath noise. Then the offset controls the starting point. So offset 1 controls the starting point of the whole phrase, and offset 2 sets a second start point, which then enables you to combine and mix different phrases. Finally, we have a volume dial, the option to switch between legato or normal mode, time mode, and then we can turn off the release samples as well if we want to. Now we're going to take a look at the phrase builder. So basically the phrase builder allows you to program in your own personal phrases using this sort of step sequencer type tool. So you can set different samples to individual steps, and this makes it really useful for live play. So you select the number of steps you want in your phrase here. You can have between 2 and 32, 1 step for each note played. Chord MS, this is the time in milliseconds before the change of each step. And then the reset key allows you to set the note for resetting the start of the phrase builder. So I'm just going to quickly demo the phrase builder now. And you can see we've got a huge selection of samples to choose from before each step. So I'll select some at random and play.
Yeah, I say yeah, no, no, no. Happy, happy, I know.
Next, we're going to look at the Lagarto expert section. So this is where you can go into a lot of depth with adjusting the Lagarto to suit your playing style. And we have lots of parameters we can adjust. So starting off with, we can adjust the crossfade time of note transitions using this dial. And then in this drop-down menu, you can also assign a MIDI controller to that as well. B time, this sets the amount of time over which legato bending occurs. And then again, we can assign a MIDI controller to that too. Then we have attack and release fade dials. Now you can either set a release fade time if a knob setting is selected here, so you can set the release fade manually, or if you switch to key lift, then the fade out will end when the key is released. Node volume sets the percentage of maximum volume attained by the first segment of the fading contour. Then we have an offset mode menu in here. This allows you to select how the offset time is determined. So our 5 options are Auto Mode 1, which uses the time since the start of the prior note, Auto Mode 2, which uses the time since the start of the current phrase. Knob time sets a fixed time, which you can adjust using the Lagarto offset dial. Or you can select knob and random, which selects a random varying offset. And then finally DFD mode ignores the knob setting. Then we have minimum bend. This allows you to set the amount of legato bend in pitch sense. Then we can also assign a MIDI controller to that. The octave dial sets how much the minimum bend is multiplied by for an interval of 1 octave. And then finally we can adjust the portamento time. So this is what makes ETHERA sound so realistic, is the fact that you can get all these incremental changes to replicate a human voice. The final thing we're going to look at is the effects rack. So we have 8 different effects on offer. A modulator, which offers chorus, flanger, and phaser effects. Then we've got a compressor, an EQ and filter section. Drive, which offers a few different types of distortion. Reverb, which has a really big list of nice sounding presets. A delay effect, and an amp and cabinet simulator. So there's really a lot of options there. And that is everything covered. So this is a really powerful vocal instrument and offers such a pure tone, along with all the great features included. So anyone who has the original ETHERA should definitely consider purchasing ETHERA Soul, as it's a great addition. And for anyone who hasn't, I'd highly recommend it too. Just as a reminder, this is Kontakt files and not Kontakt library, so will require the full version of Kontakt 5.6 and won't work in the free player. But for more information, just visit our website at www.timespace.com. Thanks for watching.